Merry Christmas everyone. I'm filming this especially for Christmas Day. I was going to film it on my big SLR camera and have a nice background and make sure everything was nice. But I just thought, do you know what? I've been doing this now for, I don't know, 10 weeks maybe, 9-10 weeks. And this is how it's been from day one, on my phone, me holding my camera. Nothing, no special makeup, no special backgrounds, and I thought I'm just going to keep it true to style, true to how it's been since day one, and just sit on my sofa and film. I've just got home from having a Christmas meal thing with my dad and brother, and I've got the house to myself, so I thought it's a perfect time to just sit down and chat to you all and do a Christmas Day video. I was going to actually write notes, but I just thought, no, I'll just be real. I'm probably going to forget things and leave things out, but I just want to be 100% me and not have it too planned. Like, I know kind of what I want to say, but I'll just see where it goes, I guess. So I've been filming since the second week of October, and the main reason why I wanted to start filming is because I was severely depressed and I'd taken some time out of life at that point. I'd been getting depressed for a little while because of things that were going on, and then the last week in September was a very distressing week, and the first week of October. I was so down. At one point I said to the police that if I had a gun, I was going to shoot myself in the head if I had a gun. I mean, I didn't have a gun, I'm still here, but literally that was how I felt at that point. And I decided to start filming myself to give myself something to do, because I wasn't doing anything all day because of how low I was feeling. And I just thought to myself, I don't want to wake up in 3 months' time feeling a little bit better and look back and go, you've not done anything for 3 months, because that would make me feel worse than I felt all along. So I thought I'd start filming myself daily till the end of October, because my birthday was on the 1st of November. I thought I'll just do it to the 31st, maybe film my birthday, and that'll be it. So as I'm sat doing this now, I think it's the 22nd. Yeah, it's the 22nd of December, and I think I started something like the 15th of October. I'm probably wrong, but it was around that time. So the fact that I've carried on when I initially planned to do 2 weeks, it shows a lot. There was a couple of days, probably 5 or 6 in total during November, where I didn't film because I was so low. I just didn't have the mental strength to film, and I couldn't fake it. I just didn't want to talk because of how I felt. And I've always said that I will always film every day, but I was just that low. I just couldn't bring myself to film. And that's hard for me because I've got nothing to show for those days, but at the same time I just didn't have anything in me that would have let me film on those days. I just was so mentally drained that I just couldn't. I just had nothing, so I didn't film. But ever since then I've literally filmed every single day, which, when you've got depression and you've got no motivation, it's a big thing. It really is a big thing, and anyone who's had depression or has depression knows what it's like. You can go from wanting to be out the house talking to people every single day to just wanting to hide away from the world, not talk to anyone and not want to do anything. And that's how I felt a lot of the time. And I'm not saying I'm better, because I'm not, but what I wanted to say is as I keep saying, I've been filming myself since October, so I can't wake up and say I didn't do anything for those 3 months. I know filming myself isn't something major, but it's doing something every day. I'm filming it, and I film anywhere from 10 minutes to an hour a day, as you know, and then I spend hours a day uploading these clips to YouTube so I can edit a video together, because I do my editing on YouTube because I don't have any kind of software at the moment, because obviously this wasn't planned to do this. But as I said, I'm doing it to not only so I can look back in whenever and say, yes, I've done something, I've actually filmed myself daily, but also so I can look back and look at my progress and see, like 3 weeks ago I struggled to do anything, and now I'm doing more. And it was a conscious change that it got to the point where, if you've been watching, you'll know I'm involved in two police cases. One of them's about my ex and things he did to me, and I was pushed into that. Without going into too much details, the person that I work for pushed me into going to the police. At that point, I was still very much in a relationship with him. They didn't know I was still seeing him, because it got to the point where this person got so involved in my private life, it actually caused me more problems with the person that I was with than it did before. Because yes, he was treating me badly, but when this person got involved and I started spending time with this person, it actually made things a lot worse for me. So I let them believe, well, I let that person believe that I wasn't seeing him, because it made my life easier, not only with her, but also with the person that I was with. And so I was pushed into it, and she was all nicey about it, going, oh, I'll support you and all that, and I was trying to please her but please him at the same time. But I was pushed into making a statement. Then it all went crazy, and the police were round, and I had to do a video interview, and I'd not slept, I'd not eaten, and I was fighting it because I didn't want to do it. He was arrested at the time, before I made my statement, based on what the woman had said. I told her, and it really hit me hard, because all I wanted to do was speak to him, and I couldn't, and the police were trying to get a statement off me, and I caved in and gave them something. I didn't give them a lot, I gave them something, obviously enough, but I was never happy with it. I was constantly fighting with the police. I mean, I weren't fighting with them, but I was not easy to deal with, and I know that now. He got released, and he was straight on the phone to me, wanting me to make it go away, sweet talking me, threatening me, lots of things. So because of the pressure he was putting me under, as well as the person who made me make the statement, it made me really unwell. I couldn't cope with life, I couldn't cope with anything. I was fighting against it constantly, because I still had feelings, and probably still have some feelings for him now. So basically I didn't want to carry on with it, and he would tell me things to say, and I wouldn't say them, but I would go in and speak to them, not sleeping and not eating, knowing that it makes me act erratic, disorientated, confused. So I knew I was going in and confusing things, and I knew, but it wasn't deliberate, I just knew what I was doing. So it got to the point where I got called in, and the DI told me that the case was being dropped. Not because they don't believe me, but because there were a few reasons. I'm not going to get into them, but one of the reasons was because I wasn't cooperating with the case. As I sat there, and he told me that, like I said to him, because I went in and saw him the following week, it was like he'd hit me, and I said, I know you didn't hit me, but it was like something just went like that, hit me really hard, and then slowly moved through my body, and it was like this massive realisation of not only the fact that my ex had played me to the point where I believed he would go and tell them the truth himself, but also he made me look like a dickhead. That's how it was, and it was at that point I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't cover for him, I can't hide things. I need to sort this. And I can't say too much about it because obviously I'm in contact with the police. As you've seen in these vlogs, I've been to the police station several times in the last few weeks. I've had phone calls with them. They've got my other phone, which I still won't have back when you're watching this, because I've been told the 27th is when the police officer is back in who has my phone. So they have my phone and they're going to be having this phone, and this is the phone I'm filming on now, is the phone I had the whole time. And they've still not had this one, then they're very interested in it. So obviously, to not damage what I'm doing now and the fact that I'm cooperating now, I can't discuss any more about that. I can say I'm going to the police station, I can say things like that they're in contact with me, but as far as what is going on, I've been more detrimental to the case than is good. So from now on, the case isn't going to be discussed on this channel until a final decision's made. But I will say I still have my panic alarm and I still have my alarm in the house. So I have a GPS outside the house and a panic alarm inside the house, because they do still believe I'm in danger from this man. As far as he goes, he's been released from his bail 4 weeks ago today. And then obviously I got that abuse off my former ex-boss when she found out the week later. She went mental at me and made me so upset I didn't know what to do with myself, but I had that from her for months previous anyway. So obviously I've got a case against her with the police currently. That's why they've got my other phone. So he's basically allowed near me now, which is hard for me. I'll be honest, it's hard. I've seen him. He ain't happy. He obviously isn't happy. He knows I've been back into the police station once. I've not told him. I've been in more than once, and I've been in phone contact with the 2 females on the case and the DI. He won't watch this. He doesn't have a clue about this channel. He won't find it. He doesn't have it to do with YouTube at all. So that's fine. But obviously things have happened this past week. You know, I'm hiding a massive bruise on my face. If you've been watching my past vlogs, I weren't on camera for 2 days, and now I can only come on camera if I've got a lot of makeup on, because I'm hiding quite a big bruise there at the moment. It's not as bad as it could have been. I'm so used to him bruising me that I know how to get the bruising down and the swelling down pretty quickly. I mean, it shouldn't be like that. I shouldn't know this stuff, but I do. But it's not easy, the situation that I'm in. When I got told the case was being dropped, you know, I felt so sick. I didn't know what to do with myself. I wanted to cry, I wanted to scream, I wanted to drive my car into a wall. Like, I took it hard. I thought they could see through what I was doing, and I think they knew to some extent, but they didn't realise the true extent to what I was going through to hide things from them. When I was in with them last week, the female officer said they wouldn't do anything differently, and if they did it all again, they would do it the same. And I said, well, to be honest, I wouldn't. I would give you everything from the start. Yes, I've been pushed into this, but knowing what I know now, I would have given absolutely everything from day one. And I've got to live with the fact that I didn't, and I got rid of 99% of the things. So for the past month, I've been like, I need to get better. I was starting to feel a little bit better anyway, because I'd been in and I'd seen them. Like, I was starting to feel better within myself, because they'd backed off, because they thought I was losing my mind. And it did feel like I was losing my mind at one point, because everything just got on top of me and I was acting very erratic because of everything. But when I started to feel better, I contacted them and I went in and I was there for a couple of hours and we spoke. Then the DI got me in a couple of days later, and since then I've been very much cooperating with them. The case isn't closed. Yes, he's been released from his bail, but any kind of information that I can give or anyone else can give from now on obviously can reopen the case at any time, and that's all I can really say about it. But yes, I'm slowly getting better. I don't know if you've noticed a change in my attitude or that I'm not as down as much in these vlogs. I'm feeling quite a lot more positive about myself. I'm not going to say I feel amazing, because I think I'm a long way off feeling that way. I still struggle. The thing I find the hardest, and I don't know if other people feel this way, and they probably do, I could have a couple of days where I feel okay, like I don't feel amazing, I don't think I'm at that stage yet, and all of a sudden, like, I'll have a day and I'm feeling good, I'm not feeling too bad, and I'm getting a few things done more than normal, and then in the evening now something will just click in my head and I'll just feel so low, like I don't want to be here, like the place would be better without me, and you know that I don't want to live anymore. And it's so hard from going from being, oh, I'm okay, like having a good day, doing lots of housework, sorting things out, and then suddenly it's like, and you feel down, you feel lower than ever. That is the hardest thing for me, I'll be honest. I'm really struggling with that, and I've had that quite a few times. Sometimes I get it every day, sometimes I don't get it for a few days, but when it hits me, it is hard. And there's still days when I don't get anything done, or it takes me hours to get started. But compared to how I felt even 6 weeks ago, I'm feeling a lot better. And the police woman that I saw last week, she went, you can see it in your face. So they can see that I'm changing. I mean, I can actually be my real self around them now. Like, I was holding back, and as I said, I was fighting with them, and it wasn't easy to deal with, and there was like a 2-week period when I had my phone off, and I think that annoyed them. But yeah, like, I just feel a bit more settled, and I'm not happy, like, I'm still down, and I'm making a lot of changes in my life. Like, I need to make new friends. Like, I've realised a lot of the people in my life were using me for one thing or another, or wanted to know when it suited them. And my so-called best friend, who knew a lot what was going on and saw a lot, wasn't willing to speak to the police. So I just thought, you know what, enough's enough with you. She only rings me up when she wants lifts places or wants me to do something for her, and that's it. She was coming to my place of work for 9 months and never bothered to turn up, and always had an excuse, yet she would do things with other people. And I just thought, do you know what, I've known you for since we were 11, and you've not changed. You're still selfish, you're still nasty, and you still try and make me look like an idiot. And I just thought, if you're not willing to tell the police what you know, then, you know, that's the end of our friendship, really. And we've not spoken since. I saw her on Wednesday. I was stuck at some traffic lights, and she walked across my car, pretending she didn't see me, and then when she thought I drove off, she looked round. So I knew she'd see me, but to be honest, I would have blanked her. I've just had enough. She's been like this forever. As my dad keeps reminding me, she's always been like this. She's very selfish, only out for herself, and she's a nasty piece of work. She pretends she's really nice online, but people will soon see her true colours, like I have. So yeah, the hardest thing for me is the realisation that certain friends aren't really friends. Yes, you can call them friends, but they only want to know when it suits them or when they can get something from it. And it's just like, do you know what? Enough's enough now. So I'm changing a lot of my life, and it's going to take a long time. It's not an overnight thing. I wish it was an overnight thing, but sadly it isn't. It's going to take months to get to where I want to be, but I'd rather start fresh now than carry on down the road I was going down before. I deserve to be happy, and I deserve to have people in my life who want to be in my life all the time, not when it suits them, and not want to know me just when it's of benefit to them. So yeah, if you want to be my friend. No, it's not like that. I'm not desperate for friends. I'd rather have no friends than, you know, people who just want to know when it suits them. So yeah, I just feel like a different person at the moment. I'm still struggling, but what I've learned about this whole thing and about myself is I need to talk more and be open more, and I've been very open on this vlog. I've let you into my darkest days, and yeah, I have held back at times because obviously there's certain things I can't put online about what's happened. I mean, the case is still in operation, but you know, I can't say something because if it gets fully opened up and I've said something and he sees this, or someone he knows sees this, they could give him information that could help him. Because obviously if I say something happened on a certain day, he could get another fake alibi. So I'm not going to really talk about it on here, but yeah, my life is changing. I'm going to change. I do feel happier, but I still struggle. I still have days when not much gets done, but there's days when I do more than I've done for a long time. And yeah, like end of September, beginning of October, I couldn't even get out of bed. I couldn't get off the sofa. I was just so sad the whole time. And now I get up, I get in the shower, I go to bed by 6. 6 is my like cut off point. I mean, sometimes I'm awake later, but 6 is the latest I lie down. Whereas before I'd like lie down 7, 8, 9 in the morning. The latest I let myself get up is 1 PM, but that's only if I go to sleep at 9. Like, because I want to give myself some sleep. I don't want to go, oh well, you've not gone to sleep till 8 in the morning, you're getting up at 11. I mean, 11 is the time I do get up at the moment, but I want to get it so I'm getting up at 8 or 9 in the morning, like, and I'm taking small steps to that. Like, now, if I'm still awake at 4, I have to go upstairs instead of sitting and watching telly downstairs. And like I said, I have to lie down at 6 and be off my phone at 6. So it's just little steps all the time. I work going out the house, but I'm pushing myself. Like, I go to 2 shops on a Wednesday, I go to the office on Thursday, and I try to force myself to go out 1 other time a week at the moment, even if it's just quickly drive to the post box or the sorting office across town. It's more than I was doing, so I'm slowly giving myself more and more things to do, which I think is important when you're getting better. And I've also learned that to know the signs of how I'm feeling, so I know if I feel okay and I know how far I can push myself. Whereas before, I'd kind of feel okay and I'd push myself to do 20 things, and then the next day I'd feel really like mentally drained, and I'd feel drained for days afterwards. So I feel like talking about things is the way forward for me now. I did always hide things. It's not just this year that I've hidden things. I've always never really talked about bad things that have happened. I didn't really have anyone to talk to growing up. It was just me and my dad, and my dad just wanted to be my friend and he was never here, so I just never had anyone to talk to about bad things. And that's why I've kind of ended up in the position where things are happening to me, and obviously they're affecting me and my mood and who I am as a person. I had no confidence, I had bad anxiety, and people were feeding into that and seeing probably my vulnerable side and taking advantage of it. So with all this that's gone on and everything else, I've come to the realisation that I can't deal with this by myself. I need to actually talk to someone about everything that's happened to me and everything that is happening and going on, because there's only so much I can possibly keep to myself without cracking up. There's been times where I felt like I'm cracking up because I'm being pulled in all these different directions. Everyone wants something different from me, and I'm kind of trying to make everyone happy, but it got to the point where I couldn't make everyone happy because they wanted so different and conflicting things that no matter what decision I made, it would make someone else unhappy. And I found that so stressful because I was trying to keep all these people happy, and I ended up just making one person happy, and that was the person who was making me, you know, not feel the worst, because that the person who made me feel the worst was the person who made me report my ex. But I basically ended up doing what my ex did because he played into my feelings, I guess, and he knew how to get in my head because he knows me better than anyone else. Like, out of everyone in my whole entire life, I opened up to him more than I've opened to anyone before, and now that things are like making sense and finally clicking in my head, I know that he took advantage of, you know, the things I told him, the things I've admitted to, the things I've told him about my past and things like that. He's used to his advantage, and at the time I didn't realise or see that. I just wanted everything to go away. I wanted my life as it was, because I was happy than I've been. I've got a lot more confident this year. My anxiety is almost gone. I felt good. Obviously he was making me feel bad, but away from him, I felt pretty damn good for a change, which was nice. But the reality is I need to talk to people. I can't keep things to myself. I'm only one person, and you know, if you keep everything to yourself and it's just constantly really horrific things, no matter how well you think you're dealing with it, because I honestly thought I was dealing with it. I was writing it down in massive chunks, and you know, I'd sit there for 2 hours at a time just writing things down, and in a way it helped me at the time. But now, because I've had to talk about some of it with the police, it's like it's hit me hard. Like, I would sit there and I'd tell them, and I'd be just so calm about it, like it was just nothing. And then I'd come home and then it'd be like, it would hit me, it'd be like, that's actually happened to me, like, what am I meant to do? Like, and they don't even know the half of what's gone on. But every time I talked about something with them, I would really suffer for telling them when I got home, because I'd be just like, come home and be like, oh my god, and it would hit me again, and it was like I was reliving it for a second time when I thought I'd dealt with it or I was dealing with it, because I was writing it down. And writing it down, it does help. It helps you process your thoughts or how you feel at the time. But in all honesty, me writing it down isn't enough, and I've realised that. And the less time I spend with my ex, the stronger I feel, and the more I realise how he's played me and the little things he's done to make me feel worse and control me more. And it's not nice when you realise that someone you believed in has used you for their advantage. And he made me promises that he would tell the truth, and he hasn't, and it's hard for me to take. But I know to move forward fully, I'm going to have to talk about some of the crap that's gone on and tell people, because I'm only one person, as I keep saying. But I found the key to helping yourself is to realise you need help first and foremost. Like, you can't beat depression unless you know you have to beat it. It's not a life sentence. I mean, there's times when I'm like, I'm never going to feel better, but then I have a good day. And I'm not saying I have this day where I'm happy and I'm jumping around and like I'm floating everywhere and I'm amazing and I'm like all that. I'm not. A good day for me is if I get out of bed in the morning, I don't sit and watch TV all day, I get things done and I actually leave the house. I'm not saying like I'm skipping around all happy and going, oh, I'm leaving the house and all that. It's not. A good day for me is if I don't sit around feeling sorry for myself and getting nothing done. That's a good day. A bad day is I struggle to get out of bed. I sit there doing nothing. I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't film much. I don't, you know, do you know what I mean? But I know I'm getting better, and yeah, I'm still going to have bad days and dark days and days when I'm going to struggle. But being told what I was told about the case has given me the biggest kick up the arse ever. But I do realise change needs to happen, and I'm going to make it happen, and 2017 will be my year. It'll be my best year yet, and I will get better. But everyone needs to talk to someone, and I know it's at times I've felt like I don't want to talk to anyone. I mean, these people have been trying to speak to me since the beginning, and I just at the time couldn't bring myself to talk to anyone because I was scared about what I would reveal, and I thought it'd be detrimental to him if I'm telling them everything that's gone on. But trying to fight it wasn't right. But yeah, I'm getting better. I just want to get better as well. I think you need to want to get better to start to get better. You need to take little steps. You can't just sit around constantly feeling down. And I know when you're feeling down, it's so easy to just sit there. But just little steps. And I'm going to take little steps. And 2017 starts afresh. I'm going to draw a line under absolutely everything. And I'm going to put me first for once, because I never come first. I've never put myself first. Everyone else has come first. So yeah, but yeah, I'm doing okay, and I hope it comes across in these vlogs that I'm starting to get better, and I will get better, and I'll continue to vlog. I think when I start getting busier and getting a lot better, I might not be able to do it daily, but for now and the coming couple of months at least, I will carry on with daily vlogging. There'll be a special video going up on New Year's Day. Not quite decided on the content, but I know I've left a gap in my upload schedule for New Year's Day to be another sit down video. Hopefully it won't be as long as this. This wasn't meant to be this sort of length, but it is. But yeah, thank you for sticking with me if you've been with me from the start. If not, welcome to my channel. I'm gonna daily vlog. I've been daily vlogging since the middle of October, and the plan was to do it for 2 weeks. 9-10 weeks later, I'm still here, and I plan on doing daily vlogs for the next 2 months as well. I hope you all have had an amazing Christmas day, or are going to have an amazing Christmas day if you're watching this in the morning, because this is going to go up in the morning. And I shall be back with my normal daily vlog tomorrow. Bye.